There are a ton of secret weapons in Fallout 4, and even though the game is nearly 10 years old, you may not know about all of them. So in this video, I will be showing you 10 secret weapons that you don't want to miss in Fallout 4. But first, Christmas is right around the corner, so if you're looking for some great gift ideas, check out the link in the pinned comment below. Now the first weapon on this list will come from the Pickman gallery location. When you get here, you will need to take out all of the raiders in this gallery as you make your way to the secret tunnels underneath the gallery. And here you will find Pickman being held up by a few more raiders. Now if you defend Pickman, he will give you a key to a safe in the first room of the gallery, and in that safe you will find the legendary Pickman's blade. This is honestly an amazing legendary melee weapon as it will have a fast attack speed, and the perk on it will apply a bleed effect to your target, which will deal an extra 25 damage to that target. And on top of that, it will come with a stealth blade, which will increase the damage the weapon does when you're doing sneak attacks. But due to this location not really being important for any other major quests, you may have never known about this location. But even if you have been here before, you can easily get caught up in the fight at the end, which could result in Pickman dying and you not being told about the safe, missing out on what is considered to be one of the best melee weapons in Fallout 4. The next weapon on the list will come from the Far Harbor DLC. To get it, you will need to go and grab Nick Valentine, then head over to the Vim Pop Factory. When you get here, look for this room with the 2 large vats in it, and at the back of the room you will find an elevator that will take you to a secret lab. Now if Nick Valentine is with you when you get here, the door to the secret lab will be unlocked. And here in this lab you will find the legendary December's Child rifle. This is a really great weapon that can be missed if you get locked out of the lab by failing a speech check or by not bringing Nick Valentine here when you first enter the lab. And the perk on the December's Child will make it lighter than every other rifle, make it use 5.56 ammo, and it will also increase its rate of fire by 25% and make it reload 15% faster. To get the next weapon on the list, head over to the Dunwich Borers location. When you get here, take out all of the raiders, then make your way to the underground tunnels. At the end of the tunnel, after you fight past all of the ghouls, you will find this hole in the ground full of water. Then just jump in and swim down, and here you will find Kremvh's tooth. This is a very overpowered melee weapon as it will do a lot of damage, and the perk on it will apply both a bleed and poison effect to your target, which will keep constant pressure on them, making it harder for them to heal themselves and quickly killing them. And without knowing to come here and swim down into this hole, you can completely miss Kremvh's tooth. Next up, you will need to start the Mechanical Menace side quest. This side quest should pop up for you once you reach level 15, and it will start the quest line for the Automatron DLC, which will only be a few quests long. But when you reach the point in this quest line that will take you to the Fort Hagen satellite array, look for this chest at the end of the area, and in this chest you will find the legendary Salvaged assaultron head. This is a very powerful weapon. You will need to charge it up similarly to a laser musket, but with 5 charges you will be able to pretty much one-shot most enemies in the game. But the perk on this weapon will make the weapon inflict 50 rads to you every time you shoot it, regardless of how charged up it is. So yes, it can do a ton of damage, but it will also damage you. But you would be very surprised by how many people have completely missed this chest and don't even know that this weapon is in the game. And in my opinion, the Salvaged assaultron head is a must-have as it is very powerful and it also has a very unique look. The next weapon on the list can be found back in Far Harbor. To get it, head over to the Cliff's Edge Hotel, then make your way to the basement. And here you will find Vault 118. When interacting with the controls for the vault door, a voice will come over the intercom and ask if you're the detective that the vault dwellers called for. If you say yes, they will let you in and a very interesting side quest will start. But if you don't feel like completing that side quest, you can go into the main ballroom of the vault and then go to the couch on the right, and here you will find the legendary Fence Buster. This is another decent legendary weapon that can do some good damage if you're using a melee build, and the perk on it will make the weapon ignore 30% of your target's damage and energy resistances. Again, the side quest for this vault is a lot of fun, so I would say it's worth doing, and the Fence Buster is a nice bonus reward. To get the next weapon on the list, head over to Swan's Pond. When you get here, you will need to approach the water, then shoot the white swan in the water to summon the swan boss. Now this may be a tough fight during the early levels of the game, but it is worth doing as you can loot the legendary Furious Power Fist off of Swan's body. This is another overpowered legendary melee weapon due to the perk on it, which will make the weapon do more and more damage every time you hit the same target. So as long as you're hitting the same enemy, the damage boost will stack very quickly, allowing you to easily defeat even the most difficult enemies in the game. The next weapon can be found at Vault 81. When you get here, you will need to talk to the vendor Alexis, and she will be selling the legendary Overseer's Guardian Rifle. This is a very overpowered weapon as it will just tear through everything that you encounter in Fallout 4, but it will also make the game feel very easy. This is because of the high base damage on the Overseer's Guardian and the fact that it will use a common ammo. But what really pushes this weapon over the edge is the perk on it, which will make it fire 2 rounds every time you pull the trigger, doubling the weapon's damage for free. It will come with a scope, but I personally suggest removing it as it will just be too hard to aim through the scope with the aggressive recoil on the weapon. But putting a different sight on it and using it for short to medium range will make the Overseer's Guardian amazing. To get the next weapon, you will need to select the correct dialogue when talking to an NPC, so it's very easy to miss this weapon. But this will happen when you're talking to Mason, who will be the leader of the raider gang The Pack, during the first quest in Nuka World, where you will have to talk to the 3 leaders of the Nuka World gangs. But before you talk to Mason, you will need to boost your charisma as much as possible, and then when you're talking to him, you will need to only pick the dialogue options on the right, which are the more aggressive options, unless a speech check option appears. Now there will be 3 speech checks in total when you're talking to Mason, and each one will get harder and harder, but if you pass all 3 of them and only pick the dialogue options on the right, Mason will give you the legendary Problem Solver Rifle. This is a great weapon as it will do some really good damage, but the perk on it will increase its damage even more every time you land a shot on the same target. Now this legendary effect can also be found on the Splatter Cannon, which is sold at the Nuka World Market, but the Problem Solver is free and it has a unique paint job on it, and since the method of getting the Problem Solver is kind of a secret, many people don't even know that it's in the game. To get the next secret weapon on this list, you will need to head over to the Libertalia location. When you get here, make your way to the top of this big boat building. There will be a lot of raiders between you and this building that you will need to fight, but at the top of this building you will find the captain's cabin. And sitting on this table right here, you will find the legendary fusil Terrible Shotgun. This is a very powerful legendary shotgun that will come with a high base damage, and the perk on it will increase the weapon's limb damage by 25%, but it will also greatly increase the weapon's recoil. And the final weapon can be found at the Diamond City Market. When you get here, you will need to talk to the vendor Arturo, and Arturo will be selling the legendary Big Boy Fatman. Now this weapon will do a lot of damage just like every other Fatman, but the Big Boy will have a perk on it which will make the weapon fire 2 mini nukes every time you pull the trigger. And that second mini nuke doesn't come from your reserve ammo, so it's technically free. So you will be able to double your damage output for free. You can also add the Merv mod to this weapon, which normally makes Fatmans fire 6 mini nukes. But on the Big Boy, the Merv will actually fire 12 mini nukes, which will wipe out pretty much everything you encounter in Fallout 4. Now it is an expensive weapon, but it is definitely worth it. Now this isn't exactly a secret weapon, but it is a weapon that you can easily miss, and it's extremely powerful, so it is worth grabbing if you can afford it. And those are 10 weapons that you may not have known about and you don't want to miss in Fallout 4. But I would love to know which of these weapons you like the most in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos for Fallout 4 and other Fallout games, consider subscribing to this channel. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.